Hello and welcome to a new video format, Partners Center Stage. In this video format, we'll be giving our partners the spotlight to show our appreciation and to allow you, our customers, to get to know the company and the people behind our third-party integrations. Integrations that helps and supports our main cause, which is to help you, our customers, to maximize your media potential. In today's pilot episode, we'll be having the video and IT specialist all the way from Cologne, MoovIT GmbH. MoovIT GmbH is the same company that brought us the best project management software on the planet to this date. And I'm not only saying that because Vidispine, the Arvato Systems Brand, is the #1 reseller worldwide. They're really that good. To represent MoovIT GmbH today, we have the product manager and solution architect, Rafael Gala. Rafael, welcome to Partners Center Stage.
So I'm Rafael Gala. I am Portuguese, and I'm currently the product manager at MoovIT Software Products. And essentially I have an interesting story. So I got to know MoovIT initially, I guess like 7-8 years ago. I was looking for a project management solution, and it was like really hard. I was having like a really hard time finding a software that would fit my needs at the time. There was no ChatGPT when I started this journey, so there was no easy way to get an answer. So I just basically went on YouTube, and I spent like a whole Sunday searching for project management softwares, and then I found a video where Jan, one of the owners of MoovIT, was basically explaining how Helmut was like the perfect project management tool, and how it was basically used during one of the World Cups. And I was like completely drawn into like what they were doing. And then I reached out to MoovIT on that day, on Sunday, and I got an answer on Monday morning. And then this is how it started. So we started like talking, and I just felt that MoovIT was doing something really special. It was not just the software. I think the software is essentially just a reflect of how the people inside the company think, how they approach customers, how they approach the problems, and yeah, that's how it started. So it was actually it's an interesting story that it was basically YouTube who connected me to MoovIT.
Very interesting, Rafael. Helmut is not just a toolbox, or it's not just a tool or an ecosystem. It's a lot more. What exactly is Helmut for you personally today, and how does it help and support your customers?
That's a really good question. So I will start with explaining you how I felt when I installed Helmut for the first time. So back in the days, like 7 or 8 years ago, it was not even this version, the one that we have today. But the concept is still the same. And I think that speaks to a lot of the things that are important to us. But to what I was saying, I felt like I installed Helmut for the first time, and I felt, wow, this is just magical. And I thought to myself, this is actually different. So someone took the time to just reimagine how a software can work. And essentially, it was really about taking you as a user and being extremely focused on what users want to do, how they want to do it, how they work, to respect that everyone wants to do things a little bit different, and to just bring all of that into a product. And that's, to me, like reimagining how software is built. And that's something that we bring every single day. That's to how we develop things. That's our mindset. And that's essentially what we want to bring to our customers, that they can feel that our tool really enables them to do more. We really want to bring a sophisticated product to our users' hands, so they can essentially use our tools to solve their problems. So they feel empowered and they have the right tools to essentially tackle their problems.
What I've gathered from what you've just said, it sounds like customer centricity plays a major role in your work that you're doing right now and with your solution software Helmut. For us at Vidispine, customer centricity is definitely number one. And that is exactly one of the main reasons, from my point of view, why this collaboration between Vidispine and Helmut came about. Both companies, MoovIT GmbH and Vidispine, definitely wants our customers to get that out of our solution, what they're looking for. And we're really eager and able to give them exactly that by working very close together. Customer centricity, Rafael, is very important. And I think the solution Helmut does exactly this. Can you elaborate a little bit more about the term customer centricity and the idea behind Helmut on delivering the proper solution for your customers?
Of course, of course. So I think the way we see our customers is that they are absolutely part of the feedback loop that is necessary to develop a product. Everything we do is grounded in the idea that we really need our customers. They are part of what we do. And at the end of the day, we want to empower them, to give them the right tools so they can do way more. And that goes to us, it's kind of like an obsession, to be honest, because we have spent the last 11 years doing that, where we said to ourselves, can we do something to make project management better? And we are still completely aligned that, yes, we can do that. And whenever we think about our product, we want to put our users into the loop and not out of the loop, because we can only build something that is meaningful if we really take really good care about our customer problems. I think we have such a great return at the end of the day because our customers, our users do feel that we care, like everything we do, the way we design the product, all of the choices that go into designing a product are towards their needs. The company is really focused, and I can even say that we are, we live and die to the idea that we can really bring a product that really solves our customer problems. And there are a lot of challenges when we talk about post-production, and we really want to solve all of those for our users.
I could hear in this answer that you've just given that what makes Helmut so unique is first and foremost that Helmut and the team behind this solution really puts their customers at the forefront of their decisions. When we think about cutters and editors, what do they need to really work with Helmut, and what benefit does Helmut bring to them and their workflow?
So I have a huge respect for video editors, cutters, because I think that they are the storytellers. They really bring the visual narrative to life. And they do this because they are creative. They take the raw footage and they make something special. They are artists. And whenever we think of editors and everyone that works around them, all of the producers, all of the graphic designers, all of the teams that do color correction, sound design, we really have to think that this is a collaborative effort. And we have the mission to just build the tools to make this experience, this collaboration, be as smooth as possible. Because at the end of the day, what we really want is for them to produce great content, to tell really good stories. And how we do it is very interesting. So we have this approach where, as I said, we kind of like reimagine how a software, a project management software should work. And we have a little bit of everything that is needed. So we take care of like creating a project. Whenever we think of it, it sounds like it's very simple. Like, yeah, everyone should be able to create a project. But whenever we think of what it means to create a project in the context of a large team, maybe a team that is not working on the same premises, maybe some users, we have some remote users, and how can we make sure that everyone is in sync, everyone is aligned, and that the process of producing content is just as smooth as possible so that creative teams can focus their time, their attention on just telling the best stories. And they don't have to take care about any of the technical complexities that are required whenever we talk about producing content. Because as I said, there are many. And what we want to do and what we try to do really hard on a daily basis is just remove all of those things, ensure that the experience for the end users is as smooth as possible. And that has a direct impact on the amount of time that they can spend producing their content and the quality at the end of the day. So this is our mission. This is our focus.
How has the pandemic changed the way organizations look at remote production, Rafael?
So I think first and foremost, all of us, we know that the pandemic led to major disruptions in our like daily lives, and every single business was affected. And in case of all of the businesses that rely on content production, they had to all of a sudden overnight reimagine how they do, how they edit their content, how they distribute their content, how they secure that content, how they make sure that there are review cycles outside of their premises, and how all of a sudden you have everyone working from different places, and how can you bring them together again? And this was a huge challenge because no one was prepared. I think we can all agree that the media industry was still a little bit behind in terms of opening up and having and using technologies that are available today in the cloud. And all of a sudden, there was the need to just rethink everything, and no one was prepared. And how can these companies all of a sudden react to that? And we felt that, again, our customers reached out to us. So they were in close contact with us saying, hey, we need an alternative. And Helmut, because of the way how it was designed, could be reconfigured to allow our customers to essentially rethink their production environments, rethink how things are done, while keeping the same level of consistency, while keeping everyone on the same page. So all of a sudden, everyone was working from home, but it felt that everyone was still working collaboratively. So there were no more boundaries. And Helmut was a key component in enabling our customers to really change their workflows overnight so they could cope with the challenges that, with all of the limitations that were a reality at the time.
That was very, very interesting. And thank you very much, Rafael, for this detailed answer. In terms of case studies or use cases about this software, Helmut, do you have at the moment companies that are using this software? And you don't really have to name the companies, but at least the sector where they're in. And what exactly is the benefit for these sectors at the moment working with Helmut?
Sure, absolutely. So we are really focused on the post-production market, and we have customers ranging from extremely large broadcasters around the world to small post-production companies. But to be honest, Brent, I think the challenges are more or less the same. So our focus is on the post-production market, and this is where we are really rooted. And we have customers from really large enterprise customers to small post-production companies. But there's always one thing in common, Brent. And that thing is that producing media is complex. So the world has changed a lot. So in the last 20 years, if we look at the transition from tape to digital, I think digital brought like these huge set of like possibilities. So everything, so there's no more any limitations on what you can do. Your imagination is really what drives your content and what you can produce and how much you want to produce and how you want to distribute it. And with that really comes a set of key challenges. And what we try to do with our customers, we try to really work together with them, listen to what their challenges are. We try our best to take the tool we have, which is our project management tool, and the flexibility it brings, because it was designed in a way where customers can decide how the tool works and what are the functions that the tool can perform. And we are just basically really focused on bringing all of those automations to really simplify and remove all of the burden out of this process. That's where we are, and that's what we are really focused on doing, and we'll keep doing it for many, many years.
Helmut can sort, search, and back up automatically. What does these functionalities bring as benefit for a large-scale project with multiple participants?
That's a really good question, Brent. So when we think of how project management should be and what is the role of a tool like ours, we have to think that there are multiple steps that are always part of a post-production process. So it ranges from, you need to create a project, and how do you create a project? How do you share that project with others? How do you make sure that you have visibility? How do you make sure that you have the right metadata? So how can you solve that problem? And then we go into another space, and that space is, now I have a project. How do I import media into my project? How do I sort that media? How do I make sure that the media is essentially aligned and it meets the requirements of the TV station or the post-production company? So it's using like the mezzanine format. And then you spend all of this time like editing, and you're putting like all your creativity to just build the best content. And then it's time to export it. And how do you do that? How do you do that in an efficient way? How do you, even especially for companies who really have fast turnarounds, how can you ensure that you have the right tooling to just enable your editors to just essentially click on a button and export their sequences, and they don't have to take care about anything else? Everything will be automated on their behalf. And then at the end of the spectrum, if we think about it, so you started with like an empty project, then you have content, then you produce your content, so you edit your content, you deliver your content, but then there's the need to archive it or even park it, or at a point restore it because you want to restore some pieces of your project and you want to do something new with that. You just want to take your project and just rework it. How do you do all of that in a way where the tools are not in your way, but in a way where everyone feels that the tools are really empowering them, that are part of their day-to-day tasks, to that really simplifies their day-to-day tasks. And that's exactly how we designed the product and how we evolved the product over the years. And yeah, that's our mission. We have this amazing partnership with both UEFA, FIFA, HBS, and other partners, where they essentially rely on us to bring the best workflows into those events to ensure that everything runs as smoothly as possible. And if we go a little bit outside of sports events, and then we look at like the big picture, we really have presence a little bit everywhere. So we have social media companies who are using our product. We have big broadcasters who are using our product. We have smaller post-production companies who are using our product. We have companies, software companies who are using our product to power their marketing teams. So it really, we are not focused on just solely one segment, one vertical. media creation is essentially everywhere. And whatever there's a need to create media, there's a need to organize that media, and there's the need to automate some of the processes to really have a an amazing outcome. And this is where we see ourselves. It's really wherever there's a need to produce media, we think we have the perfect solution.
Rafael, the integration from Helmut with Vidispine, this integration alone has set the foundation for something massive. Yeah. How did this integration came about?
Absolutely. So whenever we look at what we're doing together, so both companies are doing together, I think it's just absolutely amazing and remarkable. So we come from different spectrums. So VD Spine comes from the MEM side, and we come from the project management side. But there's like an intersection. So things intersect at a point. And I think both companies share exactly the same idea. Both companies are customer centric. Both companies are extremely obsessed in the way that they design their products to really empower their users. And we just felt it was like a natural thing, to be honest, because we were both innovating. MSP was pushing Helmut forwards. Vidispine was pushing all of their tools forward. But there was a moment where we said, it just makes a lot of sense that we essentially take these two products and just do something unique, do something that can really bring even more value to our customers. And we just said, it just makes sense. And so we started our partnership more than a year ago. And since then, we haven't stopped bringing new features that really are designed to just empower our users to just look at their these two products and take the best out of each one. And the way we've designed the integration is really to empower everyone to really take the best out of VD Spine, take the best out of Helmut, and have something that is truly unique.
That is exactly what Vidispine also does. We want to empower digital leaders. Rafael, thank you very much for taking your time to this interview on Partner Center Stage. And I hope to have you once again in the spotlight. Thank you very much, Rafael.
Thank you, Brent.